All right. Hello, Harvey Bloodline. This week we're supposed to recap our Europe trip. So what I'm going to do, because I can't fit 18 days of action-packed adventure into 4 minutes. So to highlight, we left on July 25th, and during the next 18 days, we went to London for a day, went to Finland, had a layover for a few hours, went to Germany, spent the day in Germany and went to a great grocery store called Globus, where I had a schnitzel sandwich for the first time in my life. It was amazing. And then we went to Paris for 3 days, went back to Jessica's in Germany by way of Belgium and Luxembourg. We spent a day in Kaiserslautern, one of Jessica's favorite cities. A lot of fun. And then we went to Munich, where that was kind of a hub for southern Germany. We went to a death camp, and I can't remember the name of it. It's not Auschwitz. Maybe it is Auschwitz. I don't know. Anyway, we went to a death camp, and then we went to Austria. Then we went to Neuschwanstein. So that, in brief summary, is our 18-day trip. Some of the highlights was Versailles. Loved Versailles. It was like a movie set, but it was real life. And so much history took place there. I really wanted to run around in the gardens, but I hardly had any time for that because I spent a lot of time inside the building. Another high point for me, Notre Dame, the cathedral, the windows. Even climbing to the top, even though I was petrified, it was just magnificent. Just magnificent. Let's see, another high point was just having everybody be together at Jessica's house, having all my kids around me. It was like those days are going to be few and far between now that everyone's growing up and getting married and having kids. That was a real high point for me. I think another high point was Neuschwanstein Castle was beautiful. I think another favorite thing of mine was climbing a mountain in Austria. It was kind of like the pre-Alps. Climbing the pre-Alps to go see an abandoned castle. It was just amazing, the history that took place there. The food was a huge highlight for me. Pastries upon pastries upon pastries. And once I figured out that I got my own cash, I was eating a lot of pastries. We had crepes in France. We had schnitzel at Globus. Another high point I think had to be Rothenburg. It was fun. It's a city that Pinocchio was patterned after. And I had some very interesting food there. It was kielbasa and onions boiled in vinegar. And not that I would order it every time I go, but it was really good. It was delicious. I had more fun eating so many different kinds of ethnic food like kebabs, and I had different kinds of schnitzel. I had breaded schnitzel and I had regular schnitzel, and Jessica taught us how to make schnitzel. And she made a Black Forest cake, which was really, really good. I think another high point was going to church in Munich. It was a ward, but it was about the size of a branch. And the testimonies that were given by these 2 young African men were just amazing, and I wish they could be in our ward and share some of that missionary spirit. One of the young men who bore his testimony had already brought 5 of his friends into the gospel. And another one I met, George, is from Nigeria, and he's going back to Nigeria to go on a mission. And I'm just excited for him. Another kind of food I really liked was schneeballen. It was kind of like a butter pastry cookie rolled out like a pie crust, cut into triangles, and formed into balls and then deep fried. And then they put different things on them like powdered sugar and chocolate. Oh, mine had dark chocolate on it. It was very good. So in London we took a double-decker bus, and it was a tour, and you could get on and get off again. We really didn't get off. We got off kind of late, and we missed the Tower of London tour, which was kind of a bummer because I know Rachel really wanted to see that. I was looking forward to it too because I wanted to see the crown jewels, which are right now on display in the Tower of London. We saw cool things. One of my favorite things was seeing the Harry Potter theater. There were posters of Voldemort all over the city of London. It was way cool. And there was a line outside the theater too. I got a picture of the big billboard above the theater that had Harry on it. London Bridge was cool. Tower of London was way cool. Negative things about our trip. Paris subways stink. They reek to high heaven. And I didn't like that. Too much eating at McDonald's. I can eat at McDonald's at home. If I'm going to Europe, I'm going to eat Europe food. So that kind of bothered me. But that was little. That's a little thing. I didn't really like Dachau. That was a death camp we went to. Another death camp. So I've been to one. That's all I need to go see. Other than that, oh, I don't like the fact that the trip was too short. Seems like I just would get a taste of London and it was over. We were in Paris for 3 days, but I felt like we just took the tip off of the iceberg. And that was it. And I want to see more castle ruins. One was not enough for me. So the trip just was way too short. I feel like we just got there and we had to come home. I had a great time. I had so much fun it's not even funny. Just magnificent.